it wouldn't help.
Especially because people told me I didn't do that, so in a way it just should be that and that's it.
Yeah.
End of story.
Yeah, I get
But
that.
I know it's not that, and the fact that he told me I didn't do that, but people are still pissed at me, makes me think he involved me in that thing somehow. For example, what Sophie said people sending those pictures, right? So it's not taking them, it's sending them. But I also asked her, okay, I told her really clearly, I never had them, I never sent them, never, like, not involved in that thing, I only seen them once. And I didn't ask to see them, he just showed it to me. And she agreed with everything, which doesn't make sense, because if, like, 5 months, everyone is pissed at me, and including her, and really clearly, it's not just, like, it's obviously, then she just say, okay, it's cool, just forget about it. And both of them told me, okay, forget about it, just forget about it. There's nothing. It was a long time ago, and you're not involved. Just forget it. And the reaction right now is not that it's obvious because it happened a long time ago, but people are still doing it from time to time, and it's there. So I can't ignore it. And I know how it was before when it was really obviously everyone was doing something related to that, and it was towards me because I could see that.
Okay.
So now, yeah, it's quite a problem.
Okay, so I appreciate that you're honest with me, so I'm going to be honest with you, okay? So I'm going to tell you my full thought process, okay? So the different questions that I've got to answer in my head, okay? So the first possibility is that there's some people who are angry at you and it's unpleasant, that they believe something is not true and them doing it. That's a possibility.
Yeah.
Another possibility is that from the very beginning, people like Vasya have been playing a trick on you. You know, so that's a possibility, that they've been part of it. That's still a possibility.
What do you mean playing a trick?
So like they, they're talking and they've got their little friendship thing and they are making you feel uncomfortable. It's possible.
That would make sense if it would be a small group of people.
Yeah, but not a big group.
Not the whole school.
Yeah, I mean, I'm not saying that these are all equally likely. I'm just saying what are the options. Okay?
Yeah, okay.
Another option is maybe before what you were reading was right, that they were angry, but now they're not angry, but you still sometimes feel that they are, so you see things differently. It's possible.
Okay. Another thing that people are angry because what they've seen clearly that this girl, she was angry, and it makes sense because that thing is not okay, right? Some other people were also angry, but mostly it's like the reaction they had. It was like I would have done that, and then I would have blamed it on Vasya. That's the way I saw it. I saw it as he said that I did it, and then I told people that it was him. And at one point I thought that somehow people got to know about it. He thought it was me, so he just blamed everything on me. And since he said he didn't do that, and a lot of other people, but mainly his friends said that. Okay, it makes sense. His friends said that they're probably helping him. But then why would Sophie say that? Because if she was angry with me and I say I didn't do anything, she would say, okay, what I heard is you did this, so did you do it? I said no. Okay, then solve things. But she said, okay, I don't know anything. I heard this for the first time after I heard about it at the beginning of the year, and I never thought about it. I just told it to me now, so I want to know more. But it's not true, because I don't have evidence that it's not true, but I know what I've seen. I know the people. I know, how. So.
Okay. Am I right in my understanding that everybody else is saying, we're going to stop this?
Not everybody is saying this, but Vasya is saying this, Sophie is saying this, and a few of Vasya's close friends, like they all said, So they mainly said that their main point was forget about it. So I would get why Vasya would want me to forget about it, because if he said something about me, he would want me to not talk about it. I would get also why his friends would say that, his close friends, right?
Mm-hmm.
I wouldn't get why Sophie would say that, though, because
Well, she'll be embarrassed, right?
yeah.
If I was her, I wouldn't want to keep talking about my ass.
No, I know, but that's not the thing, because if people already knew about it, that someone did this, right?
Mm-hmm.
It wouldn't change the situation if they would know that it wasn't this person who did it, but it was someone else. It would just change the person
agree
who
with
did
you,
it.
but you wouldn't want to talk about it over and over again.
No, exactly, but that's the thing. I only asked her in the beginning, right, and Vasya, right?
Mm-hmm.
And since they both told me the same thing and it didn't make any sense, then I talked to more people, right? And I started asking people around.
Okay.
And there is definitely something wrong with this. I'm not sure what, but there is this. Okay, my point is that somehow either Vasya, most likely Vasya or one of his friends somehow involved me in this thing.
Mm-hmm.
And I don't see how, since he said it, he sent me a message about it in the end saying, okay, you didn't do this, but then what happened?
Okay.
But something happened and it's obvious.
Okay, so I'm seeing two possibilities now that are standing out the most. Okay, so, to eliminate the one possibility, can you think of a time in your life, other than this, where you have felt that there's something else going on that you don't know about, or you felt that people are judging you, or that you are being persecuted or judged or something? Have you had something like that before?
I'm gonna think a bit.
Like this feeling that you have about, people
Yeah,
are
it might
saying
be a
stuff.
stupid example, but it kind of happened to me. It's a really stupid example. When I was small, for example, where I used to live before in Romania, the door is unlocked by like an electronic key. You scan it, and the door unlocks, right? And it's an apartment block. And every single time when I would go out, my mom told me, okay, be back by 9 and never have the key with you, because we only have one, we will lose it, right? Because we already lost a copy. But it's a stupid example, but the way I felt like, okay, everyone else has it, and my mom doesn't trust me to have a stupid key with me, and it's a really stupid example, but it's kind of a similar feeling.
Similar sort of feeling about, like, stop judging me. I can take after the key card.
Yeah.
Stop judging me. I didn't take a photo.
Okay, maybe, yeah, kind of. Maybe it's not the best example, but it's the kind of
sort of thing.
Yeah, in a way.
Okay, let me ask you a totally different question. Why are you talking to me?
Well, Marcus recommended me to this one. And the second, since I've talked to other people in the school already about this, Marcus told me to stop talking about it. Right? And I kind of need an advice, and you seem to be, you're a psychologist, so you should be pretty used to this kind of cases. Maybe not this kind of cases, but like how to
social changes.
Yeah, what to do in these kind of situations, right? Okay. So maybe what I did wrong, I didn't ask people the right questions, probably, because I didn't ask that many people. That's one thing. I only asked some people because I don't know how to ask these kind of questions to everyone, right? Because some people I'm comfortable with, some people not that much. So.
Okay. And is that why Marcus said to you, let's stop asking people?
No, Marcus told me, Sophie talked to him, and she told him, okay, no, that's also really weird. She talked to him, she told him that the exact same thing she told me, so it should make sense, that Vasya did this once, and that's it. And I keep bringing it up for no reason at all. Okay, and then he talked to Vasya, and Vasya told him that he did it. This doesn't make sense, and I was the one bringing it up, and just to stop.
But why doesn't it make sense?
Because, again, from people's reaction, all those messages like this and everything, it made it, well, I don't know how to say it, was more powerful than some people, because I only asked a few people, telling me, okay, nothing going on. But the thing that doesn't make sense the most is that both Vasya and Sophie told me the same thing. It doesn't make sense. Because if he said something bad about me related to that, and she was angry on me because of this reason, right? She wouldn't then tell me, okay, nothing happened, and then both talk to Marcus and tell him to nothing happened. I'm just talking about it for no reason, and that doesn't make sense at all. Because I remember it's really clear people's reaction. Her reaction is really really clear, and then both of them going to Marcus telling him, okay, he's just bringing it up and for no reason, and it's annoying. So tell him to stop. That doesn't make sense. And basically what Marcus told me was to stop talking about this with people in the school, which again would be something good for Vasya in my opinion, but if he said something, talk to Marcus, now I can't talk to other people because he told me not to, it makes sense. But why would Sophie tell me to do the same thing? Right? Why would she want me to not know the truth? Because there was something going on about this.
Okay, so now what you're describing and what you say makes no sense.
Yeah, I know.
Does make sense to me. But I think the reason why it makes sense to me is because the part that doesn't make sense to you, only you have seen. Right? So what you're saying is it doesn't make sense because of how people have unofficially responded. Yeah?
Yes.
So there's like official communication and then there's like interpreted unofficial communication.
Yes. Yeah.
The official stuff makes perfect sense from what you told me. You're saying it doesn't make sense to you because it doesn't match with what you're observing unofficially. Yeah? Okay.
Yeah.
Now because I'm not you, I haven't seen that unofficial stuff. So what doesn't make sense to you does make sense to me.
Okay, I got to listen also just to make sure it's.
Sorry.
I saw it was 2, and I'm not sure 2 and what. Because at 2:15 I have.
2:15.
Okay, sorry.
Okay. No worries at all.
Yes.
So for me, my question is, there are 2 different realities right now. Okay, the one reality is the official reality, what people are overtly saying. You know what I mean? So they're speaking directly. This is what I believe. This is, so it's factual. And that reality, everyone else is on. Then there's another reality where you're saying, wait, that doesn't make sense because of what I've seen.
Yes.
Okay.
And there's one more thing.
Yeah.
I've okay, since I told you before that thing with Thierry, right?
Sorry, say again?
That thing with Thierry.
With Thierry.
Yeah, at the beginning of the year, not related to this, right?
Okay.
Okay. At one point, I made like in my head a list of people who I knew didn't like me and people who potentially could like say something behind my back or be involved in something like this, right?
Why would you do that?
Just for me to know like who do that, because there was something going on back then. But it was back then. And then
Whoa.
yes, yeah.
Well, that's quite important, though.
Yes, I know, but it's not as important as this, because this is when people starting to have a way like worse reaction. This is important, but
it's also important because of how you see people.
yes.
Okay, so sorry, please carry on.
So what was your question for the thing before?
No, sorry.
Before these pictures.
So sorry. So it's just the fact that they're 2 different things, and I'm saying, well, you've got a slightly different reality to other people, and I can't see what you saw, so I don't know how accurate it is. And then you started to tell me about something that happened when you wrote the list.
You know, I didn't write any list.
But in your head, you wrote a list.
I just thought about people who like, and the thing is, if these people talk to each other, right, and they say, okay, I said that. Okay, you get my point, right?
Mm-hmm.
And also at the beginning when this happened, and I was still friends with Vasya, right?
Yep.
I would talk mostly to him about this. And if he was against me before this picture thing happened, and he was actually talking behind my back or doing stuff without me knowing, and me telling him everything I saw, even if there are not a lot of people saying bad stuff about me, they knew exactly what I think, and they would have them allowed to say more stuff or do something bad, right? And this kind of makes sense, but then I don't see why Vasya would be friends with me for a year, like really good friends, and then out of nowhere just change and start like doing bad things to me, like these things with the pictures. that's the only way I can connect like this thing that happened with Vasya with what happened before, and it makes sense in a way. But yeah.
I think I would like to see you again.
Sure.
Just because I don't understand. There's like, being very direct with you, because I will always be direct.
So,
Like
really good.
it feels to me like it's one of two things, or a little bit of both. Okay.
It's sorry. The way I see it, it's mainly this thing, but it's a little bit connected to the other thing. If those people also know about what happened, and in a way, you could make a big thing out of both, like being connected, but.
Yeah, but it's not necessarily helpful to make one story. I hear you. But now, I feel it's suspicious that you may well be seeing things that are real.
But also imagining.
But I have a suspicion that you're seeing it bigger than it is. But I don't know, right? This is one conversation. This is one conversation. So I'm not declaring it on a mountain. I'm saying, like, in conversation with you, like just at the beginning of the year, for you to be worried about who will speak shit about you.
I wouldn't. There's a thing. I start being worried after I seen like people changing. There was a thing when I started the year. I was like perfectly normal. Absolutely nothing about anyone. Even though I knew, like for example, Yari said some stuff about me which weren't true last year. I didn't worry about that at all until I've seen that people again change reactions, right? Change the way they act, right? So then I start remembering, okay, what did he do again, or what happened?
Okay,
this and this
that makes sense. Out of interest, what did he say about you last year?
There was a party, and like very beginning of MIP5, and after the party I came like at the very end of the party, because I had the dog shop before, so. And I brought another present. They all brought the same present, right? And I told him before, okay, I'm not buying that, right? But your drinks, okay? And I brought something else. I brought it to the party. The drinks were almost over when I came, but I had a little bit, right? But a little bit when I came, and I didn't get drunk, just a little bit to taste, right? Okay. And next day, he told me, okay, you also like consumed. Even though it was a little bit, everyone paid me 10 euros, you paid me 10 euros as well. And I explained him, okay, look, there was the present you gave him, I brought another present, so there was his present, it wasn't what you brought, it was what everyone brought. There was one thing, and the other thing I barely even tasted. So if I just like took like half a glass, you can tell me to pay 10 euros, I give you 2 euros if you want, or 3. It's not even 3 euros, but I can give you that. I'm not giving you more. So I gave him 2 euros, and after that he started telling everyone how I stole money from him and I didn't give it back, and that really pissed me off back then. And this year I heard about it, him saying this again. So in the end
And how did you hear him saying that again?
Some people told me, for example Vasya told me, but that's not sure because what happened after with Vasya is he might also lie. But I don't see why he would lie at the very beginning, because he had no reason. Some other people told me last year about that, and when I talked to him, he told me, okay, I said that a few weeks after the party last year, but never mentioned it again. He apologized for it, but not okay, because I know he said it last year at the end of the year. So that's for sure not true. And some people told me they heard it this year as well in DP1. But there was one thing, and it's not that, like, I told people it's not true. Like some people, I didn't talk to everyone, but the people I talked about this, I told them he's lying. But it's one thing, and that one thing couldn't make such a big thing to everyone, right? You couldn't make everyone just have a bad reaction, or some people hate me for this little thing he said. So he either said more, either some other people said more, either Vasya said something too. So, and there was one more thing. When I started talking to Vasya about these photos again, because there was like kind of a few months which I didn't mention it because I was like, okay, it's not possible, it can be. And when I realized, okay, it has to be this, okay, I started talking to him. And at one point, when after I talked to Sophie and I talked to a few more people, I don't know how to explain this even more, but you know, when a small kid does something, and then you can see in their eyes that they're scared, and they wait for you to not to not realize. Yeah, I kind of saw that look at him and a few other people.
Mm-hmm.
Doesn't mean anything, but to me it means that okay, he did something.
Yeah.
I know he did something. That's one thing. I'm not sure what, but I know he did something.
You look guilty.
Yeah, a little guilty, kind of.
Okay. Okay. You need to go. It's 14:12.
14:12, yeah.
And your thing is 14:15.
Oh, 14:15 it starts, yeah.
Okay.
Oh, no, wait, it's 14:20 it starts, because it
14:20.
finishes, no, it's 55 minutes, yeah. It starts at 20 past.
Okay. So, can I see you this time next week?
Oh, yes, sure, but...
Because you are writing exams, though. Writing exams?
Oh, wait, yeah. Should I check my schedule now?
Is it okay? Do you have your schedule there?
Yeah, I do. It's on my email. I think I'll have a biology exam this time.
Okay.
Next week. But
Well, we'll do it. Let's talk over email. I'll send you an email and I'll say, hey, when you're free and we can make a time.
Do you have any frees this week as well?
On Friday I do.
Friday. I think if it's no problem for you, I think it's better if we talk sooner.
Yeah, that's fine.
Because school is kind of over, and this thing I would just want to solve it and get rid of it this year.
Absolutely. Yeah, so what I'm saying is send emails. All try for Friday.
Yes. Okay.
I see.
Well, yes.
The first time I ever saw you was playing Foursquare.
Yeah.
And then
Same with me.
and then I've seen you twice since then in school, just around the corner, and it's nice to be able to talk. Nice to meet you.
Okay.
Seem like a good guy.